John, why don't you date Diane? She's such a She said, Grandma, that'd be like dating my sister.
She said that?
Yes, you did.
My sister, that's
Because you know her so well as Carol's friend.
Was that before he started dating her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
But you always made me
The
feel
Spanish
loved as a daughter-in-law.
Pardon?
You always made me feel loved as a daughter.
You are.
So I
You
appreciate
still are the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah, right.
That was in our
Even though Roy and I are somewhat second-class in-laws compared to St. Peter.
That's an inside joke for some of us. You probably have heard those conversations. Well, I should be the one to reveal them. We have St. Peter,
Yay!
St. Nancy,
Yes.
Yay!
And
and St. John.
St. John.
Which leaves the three of us. We're buds.
I hope you got that. Oh my
the
God.
saints were the sinners.
Tell it like it is.
Oh my goodness. Gibson, Harley, and Finley. This is what you guys have to look forward to.
birthdays.
That was part of the discussion on the cruise we took together.
Oh.
But I didn't know St. Nancy. St. Peter, yes. St. John, yes. But St. Nancy?
Well, we just couldn't have St. Roy. We knew that was out of the question. With all due respect.
Well, gee, since I joined the crew, from day one, you jumped in and you supported everything I did. And you came to my soccer games that I coached, and you sat there in the wind and the cold and the rain. And you cheered when we scored, you cried when we lost. And even better than that, you always bring the Lakers to a holiday. So I love the fact that you're just so supportive, and it just so happens that I like sports, and so do you.
Oh, why didn't you send me a schedule this year?
I didn't know we were going to be as good as we were.
Oh.
You have little face.
I remember the night I stepped out of the car to go back and get the chair out of the car. It was pouring down rain, and I fell in the parking lot at Mother's Day. And a man in a pickup truck said, "Do you need help?" I said, "Yes, I sure do." And he got up. I mean, because Fred had, there was no way he could help me up. This man helped me up, and we walked in, and we sat there in the rain with our chair, holding this umbrella up through that game.
Sweet.
Wow.
Thank you.
So I've always appreciated that.
By the way, this is St. Maddie if you haven't met him.
Thank you. I was going to mention that.
Oh yeah, St. Matthew big time.
We
Oh,
do
St.
have
Matthew,
some
big
saints
time.
in our family.
I got Matthew and John and
Peter.
There's Luke. We need Luke in the family.
Well, as the only male outcast, Mom, thank you for raising what has turned out to be, I'm sure you know, a great daughter, but a phenomenal wife. So you taught her extremely well. And
You get bonus points.
I'm trying to go to sainthood right here. I'm going to prophet. You know, you go to prophet. I'm a Pharisee right now.
yeah, but remember, we left Diane Gleason's wedding to drive up to Flagstaff, Arizona,
To meet you.
to meet you.
Just because I thought you were worth it.
Wait, for the first time? That was the first
That
time.
was the first. We got there at 2 o'clock in the morning,
Really?
and he came and knocked on our camper door and introduced himself.
Wow.
Impressive.
40.
Oh, that's when we got there from here.
42 years
You wouldn't
ago.
catch him at 2 o'clock in the morning.
And when Nancy was with us, I don't know where Carol, were you there?
I don't really.
No, I think we're just Nancy.
That's how we met Roy. In the middle of the night.
And aren't you lucky and glad you did?
Glad we did. You weren't your best man at that wedding?
That was Ken Weinbrenner's wedding. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Betty, that was me.
That's right.
Grandma, I really appreciate how much that this exists because of you. And it's been later in life that I've recognized that, but you have been the glue for all of us, and I really appreciate how important you've made your family because it's made us all important in each other's lives.
I am just so happy that you kids all seem to enjoy getting together and are comfortable with it.
Because we're all so cool.
Well, you're all there.
Especially Peter.
Support us, and it was just a wonderful experience. And I appreciate every single one of you, and your kids and your grandkids. They're adorable. I love them very much.
Do you have to say something?
You must.
I arrived here in May 1977, and the only person I really knew was Carol. And it was amazing how everyone accepted me in such a short period of time. I mean, I look back on it now and I think, you know, it was, no, it was a lot more than that. Because the godly influence that Al and Jean and Carol and Nancy and John had upon that led me to accept Jesus back in 1983. And I know that was all a big part of it. You know, it's just, the time has gone so quickly that it's been an amazing trip. And I thank you for that.
Amen.
Amen.
Is it time for cake?
Gibson, don't you have something to say to Grandma Gray? Gibson, tell Grandma Gray it's something special.
Or just give her a big toothless grin.
I don't really know.
Oh, come on, you can think of something, Gibson.
For sure, that's good.
Well, Grandma, I really love that you always came to my tennis matches, even though I was ever only on JV. But you always came to those, and I really think some of me going into social work was because of you, because, you know, hearing that you had started in that direction and study that, and just were so caring and concerned and love people. And I attribute that to you, so thank you for that.
I never knew that. That's so sweet. Very
One
nice.
of the things, Grandma, that I noticed this a while ago and I've appreciated it, but it was really evident at Angie and Jason's wedding. And I don't know if you guys were still there at this point when they had the couples come out and dance. And were you guys there? All the different married couples, and then they dismissed people by how long they'd been married. And at the end, with the exception of Jason's parents, it was your 3 kids and their spouses there. And
I didn't know that.
I get emotional.
We were all
pregnancy
Oh my goodness.
I have,
Mind you, she invited all young people to the wedding. Except us.
but it was the 3 of you guys, and I
That's
thought
cute.
that is such a testament to the fact that you raised your kids to know and love the Lord. Because without that, I don't know if it's possible to be married that long.
It took a miracle.
Hear, hear.
You know, by God's grace, you did the best you could in raising them that way, and they've done the same with their families, and I think that is a neat legacy that this family has, and I really appreciate that.
I've got to give your father-in-law credit too. He was a dear, dear man.
Oh!
I mean, I like Dave's dad and stuff, but I don't think it had anything to do with that.
Oh, you said father-in-law, but she's her grandpa. Our grandpa. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah, Grandpa Al.
Ow!
Finley is just beating those kids with that.
Yeah, Take it out, Harlan.
Okay, is it time for cake?
Gibson, this is your last
I
chance.
think I got to say something.
All right.
Uh-oh.
A couple more minutes.
Let's start cutting the cake.
I hope none of you go to sleep.
Okay, we're gonna time it. Will you?
Yeah, no preaching.
2 minutes.
I don't know if you folks, maybe some of you do, but I don't know if all of you do or not, how Gene and I first met. It was over 10 years ago at Mariners Church
Don't get
at our
into
Bible
the,
class.
on the side
I have to lead up here, please. You know, you don't get the climax of the story right away.
thing.
You have to be up here.
Started 10 years ago.
I had
started in a hurry.
I had started the shut-in ministry, taking the tapes around to shut-ins, and I had teams that were doing this. And one of the reasons that I came up with this concept is my mother was in a care center for 6.5 years before she passed away. And I saw ever so many people there that nobody ever came to see her. Nobody. And I thought, you know, this is sad. And for them to have a feeling of a sense that they were part of the body of the church, to take that over to them. And I had these teams going to it. And it was not only to take the tapes, but it was also to do a visitation. And she and Al were on that team, and that's where I first met her.
You actually delivered them?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes. And I had to give it up when I had my knee surgery, and another fellow took it over. And then after that, my wife was in such condition that I just couldn't back to it there. And this fellow's got it today, but he does not have visitation with it. In fact, he is very impersonal. He sends it out in the mail. And to me, that personal touch meant so much to so many that they told me about it later. But I could never get somebody to convince some people to do this. But anyway, as you well know, that Gene took care of Al for some 3 years before he passed away. And I took care of my deceased wife for 44 months before she passed away. So we had a lot of things in common. And she passed away some few months after he did. And so I knew that I could not be one to live by myself the rest of my life, because I was one that was a family person. I felt I was outgoing, and I needed companionship. And so one Sunday morning, I had dated a couple other ladies, but one Sunday morning we were coming out of Bible class, and I said to Jean, I said, "Would you like to go out to lunch?" And she said, "Oh, I sure would." And then we walked a little bit, and she said, "Oh, I forgot my purse. I don't know where it is." She said, "I don't know if I left it on the car or left it at home or where it is. And I don't have any money." I don't know. She said, "I don't know where it is," or anything like
I
that.
didn't even have my driver's license.
She didn't have her driver's license. She didn't have any money. She never had anything.
It's
So
okay,
I
she
said,
didn't have
"Well,"
to pay.
so we said, I said, "Well, we'll just take and maybe postpone this and do it a little later."
I thought it might have fallen off the roof of the car and be lying in the
So
center of the street.
anyway, the Christmas dinner was coming in December for the fellowshippers group. And she called me and said, "Wayne, are you going to this dinner?" And I said, "Yes."
That's where I learned my tricks.
And I said, "Yes." She said, "Can I sit at your table?" And I said, "Why, sure." She said, "Well, I'll drive over and then you meet you." And I said, "Well, I'll just come over and get you." And I was very insistent, and I went over and picked her up.
That's not the way we heard the story.
Well, this is the truth. I don't know what you get. Anyway, we went to the dinner, and we were there having hors d'oeuvres before, and they were taking pictures there in front of a Christmas tree. And she grabbed me by the arm and she said, let's go up and get our picture taken. So we did. And we came back and I got to the house and I bid her good night. She said, don't you want to come in and see my Santa Claus?
It's our mom.
Anyway.
I never use that line.
So, being a nice guy, I went in to see her Santa Claus and bid her good night, and that was it. And so, anyway, I never had any family out here at all, and I was going to Florida for Christmas to be with some of my kids in Florida.
This is a very different
And
story.
it was just a day before you let me finish. We were going to Florida. I was going to Florida, and so the boat parade came up just a few days before I was supposed to leave. And I thought, you know, that'd be nice. Jean might just like to go to that. So I called her and I said, Jean, would you like to go see the boat parade? She said, oh, I sure would. And I said, well, let's just go to see the boat parade. I think it was the first or second night we had it. And I said, well, let's come down a little early and we'll go out to dinner. So I'll come over and pick you up. She said, oh, no, it's too far to drive. I'll come over myself. So she drove over, and we went down to Shanghai Pine Gardens there on the island, and we had this dinner. I made arrangements. We could have a dinner there. The food came, and Jean reached over to my hand. She said, Wayne, let's give thanks. Boy, that killed me right there. And so anyway, I left a few days later, a couple days later, and went to Florida. And I called her when I got into Dallas, Texas. I had to change planes. And she said, where are you? I said, I'm in Dallas waiting for another plane. She said, well, I didn't know if you were here or in Florida. And so anyway, after I got down there, I spent a few days with my daughter and her husband, and then went on down to Fort Lauderdale and spent Christmas down there. Please?
A few words.
What did you say?
No,
Well, you go sit down and go to sleep. Well, I just thought some people would like to know what led up to all of this.
We love it.
And so, while I was in Florida, I called Jean a couple times.
About every day.
Yeah, we were in Vegas at the time, and she kept saying, this guy keeps calling me. I can't believe it.
And so, my grandsons, I'd go out on they have a U-shaped house there, and they got a swimming pool in the center of it, and I would go out there in that area on the overhang of the house there and call her. And Max, our grandson, he went in and said to his mother, he said, Mom, I think Grandpa's got a girlfriend. So anyway, we came back, and Gary and Lori and the grandchildren came out here after that for spend New Year's out here. I didn't know that was going to happen, but anyway, they did. And so they said, Dad, don't you want to come down and have dinner with us? They were staying at the, where was it?
Hyatt.
No.
In Huntington.
No, way down.
Way down.
Oh, St. Regis. Or the Montage.
One of those.
No, anyway.
Nice place.
So anyway, we went out to dinner. And we went out to this Italian place for dinner, and after dinner we came out, and Jean had to go to the restroom. And I said to my daughter-in-law and granddaughter, I said, what do you think? And they said, go for it, Grandpa, go for it.
And here we are today.
So anyway, that's the way this all started. But I really feel, and Jean and I both feel, that the Lord has brought us together. And I feel ever so blessed because we're one in body, soul, and spirit, word, thought, and deed. And we could talk about anything together, and yet we are individuals. We decided we're individuals. And one of the things I said to Jean before we ever got married, I do not ever expect you to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. And I think I've lived up to it.
He fixes breakfast every day.
So, and I appreciate all of you as a family accepted me completely. I hope everybody anyway. And I told Jean, I said, I love you for so many things, and one of the things is you're my beautiful wife with the $1 million smile and the contagious laugh. And I think you all could attest to that.
Amen.
Thank you for your time, Carol.
Let's have Kate.
Kate's first. Mom wants to hear a song.
How long is this, John? John, that short version.
I don't know many.
No, give us a long song.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a long song? Nancy?
No, it's a short song.
Short song.
I'll sing the chorus twice and the only verse I know half of.
What's the name of the song?
The Strawberry Song.
Today.
Grandma Olive, grapefruit soda, and Fritos forever.
While the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million leaves of rose will all pass away, and I forget the joy that is mine today. Here's the verse I may vamp on a few words. I'll be a dandy and I'll be a rose. You'll know who I am by the song that I sing. I'll sleep in your roses, I'll dance in yours. But tomorrow will bring. While the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. Tomorrow shall all pass away, and I'll forget all the joy of mine.
Does she want it? Here, let me get Mark.
Yes. Campfires around the world. Or around the state. Around the desert.
Sometime we're going to have to do what we did that time going out in the desert there. John had a wonderful place for it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, they're out here. They're still enough here.
Okay, well,
You want another song? What song do you want, Gibson? Want Kumbaya?
Yeah.
Because it is, but neither is the same.
You know what?
That's a pretty awesome looking cake.
Thank you, Sam.
Have you ever had this, Diane?
No, it's from Costco. Yeah.
Patty, do you do chili scoops for a cup in here?
Gonna save you. Gonna save you. What is
You
that?
probably only need 3 or 4 more.
Ice. Is it ice?
Give a big one to Pop, Dad. Dad has one already. He'll probably like it. I don't want it. No, I think,
Oh my gosh, Zach, I think that's $1 already.
I think we're down to this group right now.
yeah, right.
It wasn't for him. Someone's got to do it, Diane. Develop the electric. You should give that to Roy. I see that guy. What happens when you
I know, I was gonna say. What's the problem? Jason, Allie doesn't want any. You lucky boy. You'll have a little cake. She would love some. If you want to sit with her and feed her. Finley, look what Amber has. Finley, look. Finley, look. Cake? You want cake? You want cake? Yes, you do. What?
Down here. I bet you that's why it's
Hey. I do like She's like, now I like you.
She's making me hot.
Too hot?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Here you go. I can hit a lot.
Yeah, you gotta get your dance up.
Oh, let's do this one. Make sure you
Right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
You got it, Gibson. Focus.
How you guys doing over there walking around there?
Sorry, wife.
A wife and a cat.